Good morning, everybody. It's Tuesday, so Talk Tuesday. We're back after a pretty long hiatus. I think the longest vacation I've taken in, I don't even know how long. 2 weeks is usually my top, but the 3-week break was nice. For those of you who don't know, I went to Ireland for 2 weeks, and then I spent a week in Paris. And I have to say, I definitely was jonesing for my dogs. I literally almost made off with someone's English Bull Terrier. They were just sitting at a cafe, casually having a meal, and I almost stole their dog. They understood, though, once I showed them pictures of Murphy. Yeah, so here we are. We've got 10 today. Who do we have? Got Archie, Kronk, Cosmo over there, Murphy, Tucker, Stella, Hamish, Newton, Nova, Phoebe. Is that 10? I think that's 10. I think that's everybody. Yeah, so pretty easy day today. We did have, yesterday was like a beauty walk. Like the weather was perfect. Skies were gorgeous. Like you saw some of the photos I took. Everybody was on their best behavior, so I was kind of expecting a little bit of a different story today. That being said, I'm pretty proud of Newton. He's doing really good. As you can see, he's on my longer long line right now. Sorry, I probably gave you guys a close-up of the ground. You're welcome. And my lighter one. So typically I start off with a heavy one just to remind them that I'm still here. And then I keep them on this long, lighter one for quite a while until we build up a lot more trust. Just because you don't feel it as much, or they don't feel it as much. But it still gives me that emergency system if I need to get in there and work on some life choices. So we've been working on name recognition mostly today. So let's see. Hold on, I've got a handful of poop. Trying to get a thing. Also waiting for him to be away from me. There we go. He knows. Newton! Good. Hey, go. Okay, go. And that's it. Now, as you can see, he's getting a little too focused on the girls. Well, not all the girls, just Phoebe and Nova. But, so we're working on that. Because he's just not as polite with his greetings with the girls as he is with the boys. So, if he's starting to bug them, and they are starting to say like, okay, dude, back off, then I am there to enforce that back off. Because his initial reaction, and keep in mind, he's still a puppy, like he just doesn't know any better, right? So his initial reaction to Phoebe telling him to go away is, oh, you want to play? Which is not, not the proper reaction to that. So whenever she does that, and he does the play bow, I tell him, no. Good, and you can already see he's doing a lot better in that decision matrix he had right there, right? Like he wanted to get in her face, and then he checked with me twice and was like, maybe not today. So, and don't worry, like she'll warm up to him. She's usually one of the last ones in the pack to warm up to new dogs. But again, like I've said this many times before, is I don't expect all the dogs to get along. I don't expect them to be besties. Like that's unrealistic. But I do expect them to get along on walk and just not engage with each other if they don't like each other. I'm trying to find a good example. Well, Tucker is a good one. I see you, good boy. Because he doesn't like a lot of the other dogs. And that's totally okay. Every once in a while he'll do zoomies and he'll engage someone. Hamish. This little guy is being a true terrier today. Yesterday he was so good, and then today he's being a little bit of a instigator. But we had a little timeout earlier. By timeout I mean he walked with me on leash in a heel. Did that for about 2 minutes and then told him to go and get a stick, and he's been fine since then. So sometimes they just need a little reminder. And like terriers are naturally nippy, so when he was a pup, one of the first things I taught him on pack walk was to put a stick in his mouth. Because if he's got something in his mouth, then Cosmo! Out! Good. Okay, whoa! Sorry, we're gonna... Kronk! Out! Newton! Good. I know, you're stuck around some shrubs. Newton. Nope. Okay. That is enough. Stella, you're done. Okay. No, you're still attached to me until I know you can make a better life choice. In fact, we're just going to actually leash you for the rest of this Talk Tuesday. Okay, hold on, guys. Doing stuff one-handed with you guys is definitely gives a new level of difficulty to this whole thing. Okay. Oh my goodness, what are you stepping on here? Okay, so that was a good example of dealing with energy. So you guys saw the way that Cosmo was playing with Newton, I knew was bad news. You just keep pulling, kid, I promise. And you can see, go. You can see like the side eye. Oh, I see. Hold on, kid. You can see sort of the side eye, the stacking a little bit. It's really, really hard to see that on, oh, and then grass. Again, you're welcome. It's really, really hard to see that on guardian breeds, livestock guardian breeds, which he is. But you can see it like he's just not. So even though they were engaged in play, like they were engaged in a zoomy, and I know Newton is absolutely only zoomying, like he's not going to escalate. I do know that as Cosmo is getting older, that's just not a thing that he's going to let fly anymore. Like you can see, it's almost hunting what he's doing right now. Go. So again, what we're working on is, I don't care if you like each other, but you will respect each other. Hey, Mish. Dude. Okay. So, and I don't know if you could see that in the video, but everyone's sort of getting in that same mentality where like even Kronk was getting his mohawk up and Stella was starting to go a little loopy. Like that's when you want to sort of adjust the energy. No, you can go. So, and that was just me using my spatial pressure to put myself in between him and Newton and really make a statement that what you're thinking is not going to happen. So, and that was a really good example too. See him licking his lips? Yeah. So all those are like indicators and they're so, so subtle. So don't be hard on yourself if you don't see them. But all those are indicators that that situation was going to become not fun pretty quick, right? And that's absolutely not what I want on walk. And especially not when this guy is actually being pretty good, right? Like Newton wasn't doing anything wrong there. He was just being a puppy. Of course, now he's pulling. So we might have to address that. But I'm kind of glad. Oh, and then I have to stop here. Okay. No, you're done, I think, for today, my dude. You're not coming off again. Oh my goodness. So I'm kind of glad I caught all that on video. And I hope some of my explanations of that made sense and that you saw the same things that I saw. But if you have any questions about this or any other video, you know what to do. Otherwise, I'm happy to be back, guys. And I'm looking forward to next week's Talk Tuesday. So we'll talk to you then. Cheers.